Hey y'all, it's me. If you want to see how I went from this to this, just keep on watching. So this was the hair inspo. I wanted to give boho bob, but I did not want to sit for one. So I'm going to be taking this old wig I had in my hair closet and turning this into that half weave, half boho look that you might have been seeing on TikTok or on YouTube. I'm going to turn this into a U-part and finessing it. So since I already knew I was going to be making it into a U-part, this is the start of my leave out. You know, you need that U shape in the crown of your head. And then I'm going to go ahead and part out the sides because I do want to have enough leave out so that I can do half up, half down styles with the braids, as well as, like, you know, giving that illusion. This is my first time doing this, so bear with me. So off camera, I did go ahead and wash my hair in those 4 sections and blow dry it out so we can go right into the braid pattern. For the braids, I am going to be using Mayde's Modern Soft Boho Box Braids in 10 inches. I'm no braider by any means, so I really am finessing this style. I used about 1.5 packs with the amount of leave out I had. So to add the crochet braids in, I will be doing an illusion part method to get that individual look for each of the crochet braids. If you're not familiar with it, you can definitely look it up on YouTube. There are plenty of videos, especially if you're trying to do a full head of crochet braids. I could not find a hair clip to save my life, so I had to go ahead and try to twist it up just to get the hair out the way. And I eventually go ahead and grab a bobby pin because I just need to make sure these parts are clean and crispy. To gauge how big I'm going to want each box, I'm going to grab one of the box braids just to see how wide it is so I know how big to make my box. So once I know how big I want each box, I'm going to divide that section into 2. Then I'm going to go in with this Cream of Nature Coconut Milk 24-hour Edge Tamer for natural hair to define my parts. Once I've saturated my part with the edge control, I'm going to go in with the rubber band. Since this is a crochet style, I want to put the rubber bands on and have a barrier between my natural hair and the crochet. This is a protective style, so I'm trying to keep as much tension off my hair as possible. Depending on how much hair you have in each section, you want to go in with a twist or a plait. Once you've completed that twist or plait, before you rubber band down your next section, you want to take the plait, combine it with the next free pieces of hair, and then braid or twist that section. If that made no sense to you and you're more of a visual learner, just try to keep up with what I'm doing in the video. Like I said, I had never done this style before, so I am going to go in and out a little bit. So if you need a more in-depth tutorial on how to do this method, I would go ahead and search the illusion individual part crochet method on YouTube just to get a more in-depth tutorial on the braid down. You're going to repeat the next step, except for with this section, you're going to grab the previous braid and rubber band it down and then intertwine that into the braid for that section. So this is essentially what each row should look like. Don't worry about how tight it is. Like I said, I'm trying to protect my edges. And I will be taking each of these rows and combining it with the longer row on the back. Repeat these steps for both side sections of leave out, and this is what it should look like. Remember, on the sides, I just wanted to have at least 2 rows of braids, and now I'm going to tackle the middle. Depending on how much hair you have is how many boxes you should try to do in the middle. I have thick hair, so I went in with 4 rows with a total of like 12 boxes. And this is what it's looking like. That's just how I feel and I know how you started. As like we can stay it, but girl, we both thought it. Why second guess I should have stayed. So now it's time to install the weave. Like I said, I cut up an old wig, so essentially this is a U part. So if you have a U part, skip that step. And I did add combs so that I can just go ahead and clip that onto the back part. Like I said, I've seen this method 100 different ways. Some girls do sew-ins in the back. Some girls do quick weaves. I'm not a fan of the quick weave. That's just me. I'm kind of scared. Like, I just do not have time to be getting glue on my hair. And I just didn't have time actually to do a sew-in. I had somewhere to be when I did this hairstyle. So I was trying to be as quick and cost efficient as possible. Like, I already had this hair. I'm going to use it. You say the word, I'm on the way. This shit feels like teenage fever. I'm not scared, bitch, we ain't either. I second guess I should have stayed. Cause you know what's on my mind, so I'm just taking my time to adjust the clips so you can't see my bigger braids in the back. And if you were to do a quick weave or a sew-in, you just want to make sure you take those tracks all the way to the top. So now it's time to crochet in the braids. So you want to take each braid and crochet it into a box. You're literally trying to give the illusion that you actually braided these braids down yourself. After you're going with the braids, if you feel like there's a little gap or extra space where a braid could be added, just go ahead and tweak it as you feel. This is really up to you. Just want to make sure it looks as natural as possible, not too bulky. But I would start with just crocheting a braid to each box. Another tip for crochet styles, especially with the first 2 braids since you really won't see them, I would practice which direction feels more comfortable and how it lays. You see how that braid's laying? See, that's why I go on with the next one and crochet in the opposite direction and get a feel for how the braids will lay. And I'll repeat whichever process looks better for the rest of my head. You want to make sure these are laying correctly, and don't let nobody ever tell you that it doesn't matter which way you would crochet. It definitely does. So I'm just going to get a little bit closer so you can see exactly what I'm doing. But I am going to just repeat this whole process for the rest of my head. So this is what it was looking like halfway through, and I'm like gagging at this point. Like, for my first time doing this, I was in love, like, period. And I believe by this point I hadn't even used a full pack of hair. Like, a lot of crochet comes in each of these packs, so you probably won't even need like 4 depending on how big you made the boxes. I'm coming to an end, just adding my last 1 or 2 braids at the top. And like I said, this would be the point where if you had any extra crochet and you feel like it's not as thick as you want it to be, this will be the time to go ahead and fill in some of those gaps. So this is the final look. And this is what it's looking like from the top. I know sometimes people are worried about these kind of shells being clockable. But baby, I think I did my thing. And this is what it's looking like from the side and from the back. I did go in and add some extra braids under the U-part wig. Just because I had them, but baby, I'm afraid I ate. This is definitely going to become one of my go-to protective styles. Like, you cannot tell me I don't have a full head of braids. Off camera, I did go in and refresh the back of my U-part wig so the curls all line up with the front boho. That's all I got for y'all. Let me know if y'all try this style. And once again, thanks for doing your hair with me. I'll see y'all in the next one. Bye.